Good morning, everybody. So this is the second time we're recording this video. The first time I started it with, I am what you would call awake. And now
But you weren't.
I'm awake. I'm awake. Because we were, just before starting to record the video, we made a couple of changes and we added some CSS. And that CSS ended up on the wrong class. And it completely messed up our entire template from the last video. Like you would select a country and then nothing would be displayed. So, and then we were like, what the fuck? This was fine. Why is it not displayed? So we just spent the last half hour trying to figure out what was wrong, and it turned out that the CSS was on the wrong class. So, yay. But that should not concern you guys because we're back and we are ready to do some magic. Anya, how are you doing?
I'm very good, thank you.
That's wonderful. Do you want to tell us what is happening today?
Yes, today we will show you what we've learned about CSS. It humbled us and showed us that we are not as good in CSS as we thought. There's a lot to learn, and in theory, we knew about the thing
Yeah,
we're going to
exactly.
show
We
you,
kind
but
of knew it existed, but we never
it was
really.
not on top of our brain shelf.
Yeah.
So yeah, Daniela helped us again and showed us the right way, and
Yes, shown
yeah,
us the
we
light.
hope it's on the brain shelf now.
Exactly.
I hope.
It's in the ROM now, not in the RAM.
So that's the first thing I think we're doing
Exactly.
today, so we don't forget.
That's right.
Again.
But on a larger scale, what is going to happen today is we're going to create a summary, and we're going to create more conditional logic that hides or displays stuff depending on whether it's actually available. And what we did to prepare was that you can see here, there's always, if I select no country of issuance, then obviously there's no country of issuance. But if I select Germany, then there are 5 items. And then in some of these items, it says it's not available for your country because this is only Russia and Ukraine, right? Now, if I select Russia and Ukraine, this item is not available. But we kind of had this as a workaround because what we really wanted is for this to just disappear. There's no reason for this to be here if it's not available in Russia or as with Russia as a country of issuance. So we figured out how to do that. And where we're going to get today is this. We're going to be able to select Germany, and then there's just, it should be just 4 items. Oh yeah, because we don't have the CSS implemented. We're going to show you how to get there, right?
Yeah.
So that's the task. That's task 1 for today. And it's also going to fix this because you see here we have the summary. We have a box for the summary, but then we have, because there are no items to display yet because nothing's been selected, right? You can see that there's nothing, but there's all this empty space. Why is there all this empty space? Because the wrappers for these items that contain the items, those wrappers are still displayed, but they're empty. So you have gap, empty wrapper, gap, empty wrapper. So you have all these gaps still here, which causes all this no, it's not overflow, but this unnecessary white space. So all of this can be fixed with the CSS that Daniele clued us into, and that makes us very happy. So we first we're going to do a little bit of cleaning up. We have here an issue where you can see this needs a Z index. It's really just that simple. So we go here, proforms, subtotal, and I think I did that. Yeah, it's all styled on the ID level for the moment. And I believe this is where I just put Z index 10,000, and then this should be fixed. Right, so that's number 1. And then there's another thing I noticed while I was rewatching a previous video. I was using an incorrect variable in the conditional wrapper. So we go here, item options. That's a conditional wrapper, right? And it has its own class, which makes it 100% wide. And it gives it a display flex direction. And then here, open up. This shouldn't be space M. This should be content gap. So these are just really basic things that makes everything more streamlined, scalable, and maintainable. That's Kevin's mantra right there. Exactly. Well, first of all, let's do the CSS magic. Okay. So before we figured out the CSS magic, what we had was here we had the proforms. We had hide if no country. So this conditional wrapper just hides everything if nothing here is selected, right? So it gives us this. Then we go in, we have the item, and then the item just has an item name. And then if the wrong country is selected, then nothing should be displayed, which is what here, right? Like I select Germany, and then it just says the title, and then everything that was in the hide if no, if wrong country wrapper is just gone, and instead we see this, right? So hide if wrong country, item picker, item options, all that stuff is not displayed. And then show if wrong country gives us this note, and the note just says this shit is not available for you. I think since we last recorded, what Daniele did for us is, in order to make even this work, show if wrong country, he gave us a condition, form field country is not contained in. You might remember that during our last video, this wasn't even available. It could only select is contained in, but is not contained in. So this is new, and we have it and you don't, because at the time of recording, the new version of Bricksforge isn't out yet. So we are privileged. But we're going to find a way now to even make this unnecessary. So let's start building. We go into day 6, and my brain is blanking. What do we do first?
You remove the message that says this is not available.
We don't have that message at all. I don't think all we need to do is not build it.
Okay. We don't have it
right?
yet. Okay.
So what we just need to do is hide if no country is clear, right? Then we have the item, then we have the item name, and I think already here we wrap it in a block. No, we don't. That's wrong. We wrap it in a conditional wrapper. So conditional. Oh, by the way, another thing I started doing is just use the Control F that Advanced Thema provides. It's so freaking amazing.
Is it?
It just searches. It lets you search for global variables, elements, and then I just.
Is it AT or is it Bricksforge? I'm not sure.
That's Advanced Thema. I can tell you 100%.
Okay.
So conditional wrapper. Oh yeah, I put it.
I'm
down
always confused because there's
it
so
is
much
confusing,
good stuff,
yeah.
and you never know who's bringing you the good stuff.
That's true. So this goes here. Wait, no, that's not right. Conditional wrapper. We'll find out. Hide if wrong country. And we want to hide if the item doesn't apply. If the country doesn't apply to this item, then we just don't want to show the item at all. So we have one condition. One condition. That's all we need. Form field. The form field is going to be the country field. Let's look that up. Hello. Hello, 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 hello. Please select your country of issuance. General country. Oh yeah, it's called country. Yeah, I could have known that. Couldn't I?
Are we sure this is the right way? I'm not sure, but I'm kind of.
I have my doubts as well.
All the versions we have, because the CSS is. Yeah, well, let's just do it.
I think the people have a right to see us stumble.
I get mixed up between all the versions we look in.
Yeah. So now we need to say
not contained in.
Is not contained in.
And now you need the terms. I'm trying to catch up.
Country. So the item is not even supposed to be shown if the countries that has as a taxonomy, if it's Russia, Ukraine, and other, but it's not Germany, But if up here we select Germany, then this shouldn't be shown. So that's the deal.
Try it out.
And yeah, and since we kind of we're pretty, because we kind of agree that we just did something incorrect here, let's find out what that was. Because we're not doing it right. We know that already. But yeah, let's see. Please select your country of issuance. I select Germany. We shouldn't. Yeah. Okay.
I think the problem was that. Go back. I'm
My bad.
confused. Let me think aloud.
Meanwhile, I'm going to look it up on the other screen. Let's see who's faster.
I think the conditional wrapper was inside the item. And then we put the CSS on the item that hides. The problem is that you can't put conditions on a loop thing, and that this condition outside of the item probably doesn't work. So I think there was conditions inside the item, and that was the problem because it always showed the item before the condition worked, and that's why we had empty items. And now the CSS we got looks inside the looped item if there's a condition that hides it,
Yes.
the inside, and then hides the parent.
Okay.
So I think
I
the
think you're
condition
right.
has to be inside and
Okay,
not
let's
outside
put
somehow.
this.
Yeah, and then put the condition inside.
So we have the item. We have the item name.
Yeah, and put that one inside the item, like under the item, above the item name.
In fact, we can just put
And
that
then
anywhere.
put
Exactly.
that. It doesn't really matter because we hide everything anyway.
Right. So basically what this thing does for us, let's do it the way we had it, just to
It adds a
show
CSS
folks.
class.
This is the way we had it. So let's see what happens now.
I think
We just
better.
like off screen or behind the scenes, we were complaining how this is really getting breakable and complex, and we hope you guys are still following us. We just want to show. We're just going to show you all the ways to fuck it up, and then we'll show
Yeah,
you
I
how
think
to
we
make.
missed the plane
do
in
it.
the
Yeah, I missed the plane.
taxonomies
Yeah.
also,
Yeah.
but it doesn't
Missing the
really
plane is
matter.
never good.
Yeah, you
So
have to add plane to the thing.
yeah, so we need to
Yes.
add plane so it doesn't wrap the results here in an A tag, which then, because if it's an A tag, then this kind of gobbled mess comes out. So close, save,
Now, yeah,
reload.
now
So now let's
the wrapper class is not really important here because we
no. So we say we want Germany. Then
Yeah.
we get a school leaving certificate. We say yes, we want one, and then we can do all this stuff, right? So the country of issuance is Germany, but I think this doesn't. It needs to be contained in, right?
Yes.
It needs to be contained in.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
Russia.
Exactly. Okay.
Exactly. Why these are no longer 100% wide, heaven knows I don't.
Because we just added this
All right,
wrapper
because
and
and
you
we,
didn't
yeah,
put
we
the
need to
class
get
name.
okay.
Yeah.
We need to give this the class conditional wrapper. That makes it 100% wide and gives it all the other good stuff. Oh boy.
Oh boy, this is.
Okay.
Once it's done, it's gonna be.
Trust us, we're gonna get
wonderful,
to the magic. We're gonna get to the magic. So this is where we got, right? And you guys can see that there's no reason for this assurance of naturalization to even show in the first place, right? So one way to fix this is to just
only way.
have it there. Yeah. But one the kind of unelegant solution that we had until Daniela showed us the light. Are we teasing you enough on this? Are we teasing you? I think we are. Is to show assurance of naturalization, but just give it no options, right? And then people know.
Or put
I
in a
guess yeah, okay.
message.
This
Yeah.
is not something I can do. But that's not nice. So let's do the CSS now. So we're going to give this thing a class that we call hide if hidden. Right. And this class gets a bunch of CSS, and that CSS is pretty simple. if this item has something in it that has the class BRF hidden,
which comes from the conditional
which
wrapper.
comes from the
That means
conditional
if the
wrapper.
condition is true, it adds the class BRF hidden.
Exactly.
And then we can.
And then it's displaying on. So again,
Yeah.
to explain the logic, if the wrong country is selected, then this stuff will be hidden, which at this point doesn't matter anymore. So I could, if I wanted to, and I do want to, I could just put all this here, and then this is just a helper at this point. It does nothing else for us. It just helps us.
Can you go?
And it doesn't need that class anymore.
Can you go a step back, because I'm not sure you pulled it in the right place. But
yeah, I need to go here.
Yeah, something's wrong.
So now it just says, I'm going to get the class BRF hidden if my condition is met, is not met, is whatever. And that way, the CSS on this item, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are just sitting there shaking your heads going, how did they not know this? But with the has, we can solve this problem. The proof is in the pudding. Here's the pudding. We select Germany.
Nothing happens.
Why do we get
What
nothing?
the hell? Maybe put it on top. I'm not sure if this
No, I
direct
don't think
child.
that makes a difference. Oh yeah, I think it might. It might.
I'm not so good with this CSS. The new CSS stuff. No, didn't work.
All the new stuff that the fancy kids are using. Did I put the CSS on the wrong class again? Is that what happened? No, it has hide if hidden, and the CSS is this.
Okay, let's check it out again. If this item has something in it that has the hidden class, then don't display it.
That's right.
Sounds good. Now, yeah, form field country is contained in. That looks good. No, yes, it's good. It's good. Okay, so this should work.
Yeah, it totally should, and we've seen it work. We've seen it work.
Yeah, if it doesn't, you have to check the DOM.
Yeah. Okay, so at this point, let's pause the video. Let's check the DOM, and we'll be back in about an hour. But for you, it's gonna be just a second. Okay, we found it. Yeah, so my hubris in thinking I could just put this here, it's just a signifier, messed with us, because now on the same level, we have two siblings. We have this conditional wrapper and we have this conditional wrapper. They're siblings, they're not parent children. And on this item, there's CSS that looks for direct children that have BRF hidden. And this guy has BRF hidden. It only gets unhidden once in the item picker I actually pick something. So that was the problem. This one was messing with us. So what we do need to do is put this guy here, put the item picker inside it, and the options. And now everything works. Select your country of issuance. We have Germany, and we only get 4 items. And this guy needs the conditional wrapper class. Russia, 4 items. Other, 5 items. Ukraine, only 4 items, right? So now we have the thing that we wanted. The assurance of naturalization is only available to Germans. So that's why it gets displayed here. If your country of issuance is Russia, you get the school leaving certificate, but you do not get the assurance of naturalization. So
really nice now.
Problem solved. Should we start building the summary? Okay, so the summary is just another div that we put in here, a block. And we're going to call it summary, which I think is one of the obvious things in this video. And in there, we do the easy thing first, your order. We give the summary a class called item box. Hello, form box. And in here now, we need to put a translation item. It's going to be another block. Translation item, because we want to list the items that the person has selected, right? We want to show You've selected a divorce decree and a driver's license to be translated.
Do you think it would be good to have that in a list, like semantically,
all right, yeah.
maybe?
Yeah.
Did we do that up on top? It makes it even more complex. Maybe.
True, it does make it because it introduced another level, right?
Yes.
But technically it needs to be
It would
that.
be better, I think. Yes. But let's
Okay,
do it for
we're
the
gonna do that
summary
off
and
screen because people know how to do
yeah.
that. We're not. But thanks for pointing that out. So the translation item is going to be a query loop. It's going to be, we're going to loop through posts. We're going to loop through items. Let me just double check if I'm not. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. We're just going to loop through items. And then in here, we need a conditional wrapper. And that says show selected items. And here we need a condition that polls another field. The field that we want to poll is the def options. Why is it the def options? Oops, form field. Because if in the item picker, which is the def options field, right? If there's no option selected, do you want one of these? If this is not even selected, then obviously the person doesn't want one of these. And that's how we show them, right? So if this field, def options, do you want one of these, is not empty, it gets shown. And then in here, we're going to put live values and lots of them. So what's the first thing we want to display? The item title. For that, we actually put a heading.
Yes.
Not a
What's
subtotal.
would have to check what's in the drop downs because sometimes maybe that's enough. But now it says like apostille.
Wait. So the heading is just the title. So we have an apostille or a driver's license or whatnot. How many of these do we want?
Now we have to get the field names again.
Yeah, I'll just
Would be
take
really
them from my other screen.
Yeah, that would really
then-
help to have like a helper to get the field names.
It would be so nice, yeah, if
At
there
that
was a
place.
Daniele. I know you're watching.
I know there is one
There was.
at some places, but not
Yeah,
here. So
here we don't have that. We can't just pick the item, the field names. But that I would totally understand if that was really hard to implement. So.
yeah, we're happy already with
Exactly
what we can do.
Okay, so we have all this. Now we go to the front end. Please select your country of issuance. And you guys can see that right now there's all this empty space, right? And you remember what we said at the beginning? That's because we don't have our magic class yet. So I want an apostille. You can see down here, okay, one apostille is requested, right? And it's supposed to be on the next day. Then I have a divorce decree. I want that as well, please. And I want 8 of them because I want to divorce all my 8 wives. So next day and special options, it's 3 pages. All this, these are very difficult people. So it's expensive, but it's worth it. So we have nothing here because that wasn't selected, but the wrapper is still there. The gap is still there. Then we have an apostille. We have one apostille requested, next day price, and then you can see that all these live value fields just are displayed in line in one row next to each other. So what else do we need to do? First of all, to fix this, and then to make sure that this is clean with no white space. We'll start with the white space where there's a
hide if hidden. Yes,
there's hide if hidden.
it's always on the
one.
parent on the loop.
On the loop, yeah, oh yeah, exactly.
Because
so,
we're looking for the children. Yes.
Yeah, we're looking for the children.
Okay.
Looking for children. Where are they? They probably all fell down the wells. So, how many? Suffix, one time, right? And then I need another space. One time wanted, price to be discussed. Urgency, next day, price times 2. Special options.
It doesn't have any, right? So we
Doesn't
have to
have any
hide that
special options, so we
also.
need to hide that conditionally.
Yeah.
So this needs
Okay.
another wrapper.
Then in the next, is it in here already? Because we all, Daniele told us he's gonna put conditions on the life values. Is it already there? Check it out. Do you hear me?
Yes. Did he?
Is it in there already? I think it is. Yeah,
Oh,
add
yeah, okay.
conditions.
So
You don't
never
need a
mind. Yeah.
wrapper. Yeah. That's also
That's
gonna
another.
be in the next
It's going to be in the next version of. I
which is
heard you. I heard you with a delay.
I'm sorry. I'm just
No, it's
that's the
good. It's good
teacher.
that you're
That's
like.
the teacher coming out.
Yeah.
Did you hear me? You
So
playing with your
storage item, not storage item. Form
Adittenpumpe.
field is spec options, item options, spec options is not empty. Is empty. Is not empty. Is not empty. Conditions.
But that was
Is
a
form
really good
field.
addition.
Hmm?
That's a really good addition. The
Oh
conditions
yeah,
on the live values, I think that
because it
makes
makes a
the
lot of
tree a
sense
lot
to
slimmer.
have conditions on live values.
Yeah,
Is not empty. Okay, let's select special
works.
options. Bingo.
Very nice.
Then all I need to do, I need to kind of work with prefixes and suffixes here to fix this.
Mm-hmm.
But that's
Looks
yeah,
good.
that's neither here nor there really. So I think we're good for today.
Yes.
We got it. We did it. We have our order summary. I mean, right now it's just yeah. I'm with you. We should probably we're gonna make a nice grid for that stuff and build it properly. But for now, it works. It does what it's supposed to do. So
But I think it's okay because
yeah.
no one's gonna order like a million things. So
Yeah.
yeah, I would probably just start some like the total, make it bold or something, or
Yeah,
bigger, and
exactly.
then it's all good.
That's right. And next time, what are we building next time?
We need the sum, like the final,
Yeah, exactly. And then we need the whole hoo-ha with what's your address,
and all
where do you
the
live, how do you
address
want to
stuff, and
pay?
yeah.
Yeah. So I think
But
from
that's
here it's actually pretty smooth sailing because really we
yes.
did the most important stuff. So from here it's just adding the last couple fields that are just straightforward, and then it's styling, which
And
can be
then
a
we can
bonus
also
video.
check the email editing, the
Oh yeah,
what's
we
it
need to.
called?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we need to show you guys the email template creator thing.
And
What's it
see how
called?
that goes.
Email editor.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be a big one. It's going to be fun. Also, there's one more challenge in there that I don't. I honestly I have no clue yet how to solve. What Natalia wants is that every order that gets sent in gets its unique order ID. So for every submission that is created, we need to include something in the email.
Does it have to be like, what do you say, linear, like one after
Linear,
the other, or is it just does it just have to
incremental.
be
It.
incremental? Does it just have to be unique?
I think unique is enough. I think Natalia would be
Because I
willing to
think
work with that.
there's probably some submission ID or something we can use.
That's the thing, exactly, because what Bricksforge can do is it can create submissions every time you send something in. It can get saved in the database as a submission that you can later retrieve from the WordPress dashboard, which actually Bricks also added as a feature recently. I don't know, a couple of versions ago.
Otherwise, I would just use a hidden field with a date and exact time, because
Oh
that's
yeah,
not never going to be the same.
hell yeah, that's a you
And
just
then
solved that problem.
okay.
Hell yes, nice.
Then
All
you have
right,
the date stuff also in there.
okay.
Because
Now
if you take
all we need to.
seconds into it, milliseconds from the server, it's not going to be the same ever.
That's right. Yeah,
And it's going to be
I
kind
like
of
it.
incremental.
So all we need to do now is stop talking so we
Yes.
don't ruin the high note that we're ending this on. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye-bye.